Good evening. Welcome to our Wednesday night meditation Sangha. We're going to begin tonight's gathering with some very special sacred music. We are blessed to have Ollie Perry here to play his crystal singing bowls. Ollie will play for about 5 minutes. Thank you so much, Ollie. Welcome again to everybody online and everybody in the room. If we haven't met before, my name is Mary Fehr. I'm a licensed Unity teacher and longtime meditator. And I have the privilege of filling in for Reverend Jean Marie tonight and leading our Sangha. We'll begin with our meditation. It's about a 25 to 30 minute meditation. I'll be giving some instruction as we go along. And then I'll also provide some periods of silence so that you can go deeper. So we'll begin. Find a comfortable seated posture. You'll be most wakeful and alert if you sit with your back and posture as upright, tall, and balanced as you can. Let your hands rest comfortably on your knees or your lap. And let your eyes close. Or you can leave them partly open with a soft downward gaze if you wish. Take several deep breaths. And with each exhale, consciously let go, relaxing the face, the muscles around your eyes, your jaw, your shoulders. Relax your hands and your belly. And then resume a natural, soft breathing pattern. And choose an anchor for your meditation. You could use your breath as it enters and leaves your nostrils, focusing your attention there. Anchoring your attention there. You might focus on other sensations that might arise with the breath, such as the rising and falling of the chest or the abdomen. Find what feels comfortable for you. And turn your attention there. Take some moments to bring a full, relaxed, and intimate attention to your anchor. You might imagine that your entire awareness is right here, open to the moment-to-moment flow of your breathing. You don't need to force your attention. Rather, see if it's possible to receive the experience and to relax with the changing expression of your chosen anchor. See how your anchor connects you with the wakefulness and the here-ness at the center of your awareness, as if it's a hub in the center of a wheel. In this type of mindfulness meditation, we do sometimes find ourselves becoming distracted. A thought or a sound, even a sound within your own body. We just acknowledge it. We can label it thinking, or hearing, and then release it. We're just breathing and relaxing and noticing what arises. Whatever your anchor is, you will soon discover that your mind is wandering, leaving the hub of your awareness and circling around in thought. These distractions are totally natural. There's no need to judge them or make these thoughts the enemy. Instead, when you realize you're having a distracting thought, honor that moment of recognition as a moment of awakening. Continue to practice with the intention of recognizing thoughts over and over again, each time returning to a relaxed focus on your anchor. This is what Tara Brach calls coming back. Come back to the hub of your wheel. It's natural for your meditation to include a fluid movement between coming back and a repeated awareness of other things in your field of awareness. You can work with this flow of your awareness in an interesting way. You might explore letting go of your anchor. Without any effort to direct your attention, just rest in the alert stillness at the hub of the wheel and receive whatever arises in awareness. Thoughts will come and go. The sensations of the breath, a sound outside, maybe a tingling sensation or even an emotion. Let your only intention be to recognize and allow what is happening, moment to moment to moment. By letting go of control and relaxing with the changing flow of experience, you'll begin to inhabit the fullness of natural presence. Notice how the hub of the wheel is actually quite boundless. How rather than a particular location of here, experience is arising and passing in the wakeful openness of awareness itself. Rest in this awareness, allowing all of life to live through you. This is called being here. We allow the sound without any resistance. It's part of our experience. As we approach the end of our meditation, begin to slowly shift your awareness back to this physical space, this moment in time, the room we are in, and the group we're sitting with. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back into your body. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And very slowly begin to open your eyes. My Dharma talk tonight is based on some information from a book called True Refuge by Tara Brach. She's a very well-known teacher of mindfulness meditation, also known as Vipassana meditation. It means the same thing. Vipassana is a Sanskrit word that means clear seeing. It's as simple as that, a fancy word for a very simple thing. We speak about being present, and we know how important it is to be present for others, to be present to the tasks that we're doing, the experiences we have. But what does that really mean when it comes to meditation? What is presence in meditation? We're going to talk tonight about the path to presence. Tara Brach tells us that presence is the felt sense of wakefulness, openness, and tenderness. It's an embodied experience and not a concept. You might have experienced it listening to music, walking in a forest, witnessing a birth perhaps, or even being present as someone dies. Tara Brach goes on to say that presence creates a boundless sanctuary where there's room for everything in life, even the experiences we may not wish for. How can we develop presence to that degree? Well, let's begin first by understanding what presence really is. As mentioned earlier, the three qualities of presence are wakefulness, openness, and tenderness. Wakefulness is the basic consciousness that is aware of what's happening around us, of what we experience through our senses, the intelligence that recognizes the changing flow of moment-to-moment experience. It's our normal consciousness. We're awake and aware. Openness is the space of awareness. It recognizes what's happening and allows our emotional life to be what it is, without judgment. That's the key. Tenderness allows us to respond with compassion, love, and awe to whatever arises in all of its beauty and sorrow. Our longing to live fully from our beingness calls us home to this natural presence. Love flows from the receptivity of presence. Aliveness and creativity flower when we inhabit the openness of presence. All that we cherish is already here, sourced in presence. And meditation is the path to presence. To cultivate presence, we have to pay attention to what's going on inside. which runs counter to our lifelong conditioning to push it away, deny it, avoid it, ignore it, or whatever escape mechanism we tend to use. Usually, when we're stirred up, our conditioning causes us to get lost in our story about what's happening, our personal version of the story, which may have nothing to do with what's actually happening, and certainly will differ from someone else's story. And we get caught up in reflexive behaviors like blame, avoidance, withdrawal, and anger. So we need to train ourselves to pay attention so that we're not at the mercy of our conditioning. Although our conditioning is strong, the good news is that new neural pathways can be created and strengthened no matter what our age is. We can create fresh ways of responding to life. Whatever we do regularly becomes a habit, as you know, a strong pathway or groove in the brain. And we can direct our attention to strengthen negative emotions and thoughts, or to heal and awaken. It's our choice. Regular mindfulness meditation practice creates new neural pathways that carry us home to the clarity, openness, and ease of presence. Mindfulness is the intentional practice of paying attention without judgment to our unfolding moment-to-moment experience. Mindfulness recognizes and allows without any resistance all types of sensations and feelings as they come and go. So when we heard the bird chirping outside, we allow it. If we hear the phone ringtone, we allow it without judging it, without getting caught up in it, without resisting it. Unfortunately, the most deeply grooved pathways in our minds are the ones that lead us away from the present moment. But by intentionally directing the mind to what's happening right now, and right now, and right now, mindfulness deconditions these unwanted pathways and awakens us to a fresh sense of being alive. Mindfulness meditation begins with concentration, a one-pointed focus of attention. We collect and quiet the mind by directing our attention to a sensory anchor, like you've been using, the breath, or the rising and falling of the chest or the belly, or even some people use a word or a phrase, a mantra. This could be even scanning the body for sensations or listening to ambient sounds. The anchor becomes your home base for your attention, connecting you to an inner, I can get my page to turn. There we go. An inner sense of balance and well-being. So we've practiced using an anchor in our meditation here, and we recognize that when we're distracted by thoughts, sounds, and feelings, we use this anchor to refocus our attention. And hopefully that's been useful to you. A mental image may help us better understand presence. Imagine your awareness as a wheel with presence at the hub. And from the hub, an infinite number of spokes go out to the rim of this wheel. And your attention has been conditioned, probably your entire life, to leave presence, to leave that hub and travel out along one of those spokes to the rim of your awareness, getting caught out there and cutting off your sense of peace and well-being. Your anchor helps you come back to the hub of presence. So think about that wheel image next time you're meditating and notice what's happening. Another thing to mention is that as you become more settled in your meditations, you might even sense that the boundaries of the hub, that center part, the boundaries right there are softening and opening. Tara Brach calls this being here. When you start to feel that, it's not this or this, but it's something that can kind of breathe and move back and forth. You're in touch with your anchor, but at the same time, you can recognize and allow the changing experiences on the rim to come and go freely. They're no longer seen as distractions, but as part of the presence. It's natural for meditation to be a flow between coming back and being here. The hub, the spokes, and the rim are all floating in luminous, open awareness. And this is good. Namaste. Now, Reverend Cindy is going to lead us in our offering.
Thank you, Mary. Good evening, everyone. There are so many ways to give back to this ministry that gives out in so many wonderful, beautiful ways. And you'll see them on the screen. You can PayPal, text to give. Certainly, cash is welcome. And I invite you, if you know the offertory blessing, let's join together in our offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. And so it is. And if you're a systematic giver and you give in that way, just put your hand over the basket as it comes around and just bless it. And as the offering basket goes around, I have a couple of announcements for us this evening. We have our spiritual business connection will be happening on Thursday, tomorrow, April the 11th. It's a lunch from 12 to 1:30 at Garçon's Persian Restaurant on Hillcroft, and you can get more information on our website. I think Garçon's is just right down here on Hillcroft. So if that's something that's interest to you, please join them tomorrow at noon. We also have Leaving a Legacy workshop, which will be on Thursday, April the 11th in the evening in the chapel. There's no charge to attend that, and it's from 7 to 8:30 right here in the chapel, Leaving a Legacy. Sunday, our series continues with Reverend Michael Gott. It's 12 Steps to Freedom, Part 2, and that'll be in the sanctuary for our 11 a.m. service. Next Wednesday evening will be a special Wednesday. We have open table gathering. There'll be food and a discussion with Reverend Stacy Collins and guest ministers. Now that will be in the Pyramid at 7 p.m. instead of our meditation Sangha, which happens here. We'll have that in the Pyramid next Wednesday night at 7. We do invite you to join us and be with us. You may have noticed when you came in this evening, we have a flyer about an upcoming event. If you didn't get it on the way in, I invite you to get it on the way out. This is with Dr. Dream. I don't know if you've ever experienced him before. He's been to Unity before, and it is quite a powerful experience. It's Elevate Your Wellness Journey, Sacred Sounds, and Scalar Energy. That's a mouthful, Mary. That will be Saturday, April the 27th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So you can go online to get your tickets, and that will be in the Pyramid as well. That's something you really want to attend if you're able to. And that concludes our announcements for this evening.
Thank you, Cindy. So we'll be moving into the next part of our program tonight. And first we look at our heart agreements at this point. If we can have that slide, please. These are just agreements that help facilitate good discussion in a group. The first one is confidentiality, so whatever we discuss here stays here. Okay. Also, we use I statements. And that means you just speak from your own experience. You don't speak for others, and don't try to assume that you know or think what they're thinking. We have an advice-free zone, so we practice sacred listening and refrain from giving advice. And also, in any discussion here, passing is always okay. All right. So I would like to share a poem with you today. It's a poem for presence by John O'Donohue. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. That's by John O'Donohue. If you want to Google it later, it's called For Presence. So I have a question I'd like to pose to both our in-person group and our live streamers. We'll be having a discussion here in a few minutes, but for the live streamers, I would like to invite you to take this question into your heart and ponder it, maybe journal with it, or if you're with someone else who's watching this with you, you can have a discussion between the two of you. The question is, what is the symmetry of your soul? And how does it create inner dignity? What is the symmetry of your soul, and how does it create inner dignity? So at this time, we'll say good night to our live streamers. Thank you so much for being here. We love meditating with you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, because next week will be the open table service, and then the next week we'll be right back